If I was to ask you what the most important thing is for getting out and doing photography, you'd no doubt each give me a different answer. Perhaps it's your camera, or even your expensive lens that goes on the front of said camera, sturdy tripod perhaps, or even it's a particular accessory. All of those are important items, but they're not the item that I couldn't do without. In fact, the item that I'm thinking of, I think I'd have to stop doing landscape photography altogether if I didn't have it. And no, it's not something you'll find in my camera bag. Landscape photography is often sold as this peaceful hobby where you simply grab your camera and head outdoors, but the reality is the places we all dream about heading, they're not usually just around the corner. They're often miles away. Sometimes they're down tiny country lanes, sometimes they're at the top of the hill, sometimes they're a 4 or 6 hour drive from home, and that's why I think this one piece of gear is massively underrated. And the answer is simple, it's this, my car. It's nothing special, it's got 4 wheels and an engine. But having this car enables me to get out with the camera. It enables me to visit the places that I want to go. I don't think I appreciate this Hyundai Tucson SUV enough, because without it, I doubt I'd be able to do the photography that I'm able to do. You know, if I think about each and every trip out that I've undertaken with the camera, whether that be for sunrise, remote trips out on hillsides, woodland adventures, every single image that I've captured, it's all been possible because of the before. Because before I even think about that final image, I've got to think about how I'm getting to that particular location in the first place. Sunrise photography is a great example of what I'm trying to stress. If you've watched this channel for a while, if you've watched my videos, you'll know that I nearly always get out for sunrise. However, if I think back to the locations that I head out to before golden hour, unless I'm heading up into London, there's no option to get a train out to somewhere. There's no option to get a bus out to somewhere. The locations that I head out to, here in Kent, heading down into Sussex, going over to Surrey, if I was to need public transport, it would only get me so far. I'd either have to walk the rest of the way, or if I wanted to get out for golden hour, especially sunrise, it just wouldn't be an option, because the public transport wouldn't be there that time of the day. And the reality is, if I didn't have a car, then a lot of the images, the majority of the images that I capture, quite simply, they wouldn't exist. And yes, it's good to focus on buying new camera gear, upgrading our lenses, but what's the point in spending all that money if we can't access the places that we want to visit in the first place? After all, access creates opportunity. Opportunity creates these magical moments. Ironically, a couple of years ago, I actually wondered if I was going to have to give up photography. My previous car, my Honda Civic, had so many problems with it. I realised I needed to get rid of it. I always like to say that you're never rich while you own a car because of the amount of repairs that a car needs. Thankfully, I was able to get my current car, but there was a brief period where I thought, if I can't get a replacement car, then I'm not going to be able to get out and do photography. And the thing is, it's not just the travelling. Like I say, I go car camping, go up to the Lake District, go up to the Peak District. It's not just about the journey from home to the destination. A car also gives me somewhere to sit and rest. I like to get to a location an hour before sunrise, so I can sit in the car at times and wait for that light to appear. I was out at Dungeness back in December and it was so cold, it was so freezing cold that wintry day. I was rushing back to the car whenever I could just to warm up for a little bit. A car is almost like a mobile base unit for me, and I don't think it's appreciated enough. Like I say, we talk about having the newest cameras. We talk about having the best lenses, the accessories like ND filters to be able to take long exposures and the like. However, without a car, without the means to get to a location independently, then we're never going to be able to capture the images that we look so fondly back on. We're never going to be able to get out with the camera in the first place. I don't always head home having captured a portfolio-worthy image, but that's okay. I don't mind if that doesn't happen. It makes those moments all the more special. Love just getting out instead, whether it's somewhere new or somewhere familiar. Going out, finding the small detail in a scene, enjoying the freedom of capturing a beautiful scene such as this one before me, standing out here in the countryside, whether I'm 15 minutes away from home or whether I'm 4 or 6 hours away further afield on a car camping adventure. Getting out on days such as this gives me the freedom to head out on adventures, explore somewhere different, and having the car enables me to do that. And I found today's main composition that I want to walk you through out here today. It's nothing dramatic. It's not going to be a bucket list image, but like I say, it's okay. Not every trip has to result in that sort of outcome. I was debating whether to come out here in the first place this morning, and boy, I'm glad I did. The farmers have been out, they've been harvesting the wheat, and we've been left with these beautiful hay bales temporarily left lying in the field, scattered around like chess pieces on a board. Let me get the live view up and I can talk you through the particular scene. We've got this lovely hay bale here in the foreground, a second one just a little bit further back, and then the lines left by the tractors acting as a leading line, leading us off into the countryside, into the distant background. In terms of the settings that we're going for today, let me get the histogram up. We're shooting away from the sunrise. The sun has come up in the background. I was hoping for a little bit of colour in the background, but we don't have too much cloud to speak of. Let's move the ISO down to ISO 100 because we're on the tripod. Shooting at around f8. Get everything nice and sharp. It gives me, if I move the histogram over towards the right, it gives me a shutter of 1/10 of a second. Nice main image to share with you, I hope at least today. It's all come about because of the freedom of being able to get out, journey out in the car, see what I can find and get exploring